So with the global crisis,
Yes.
our unemployment rate has been on the rise.
Yes.
What is NTUC's stand on the current situation where foreign labour is still being used in Malaysian companies?
I want to put this in the right perspective. First and foremost, that we are not against foreign labor. This is very important, that otherwise to be misread, be some misconception. Because we have to, some people said when it comes to crisis, you are so pro your own people than neglecting the foreign workers. I'm not saying that. But I want to be realistic about this. Of course, in any situation that we have to look after our own members, that because they are the one who elect us to be here. That's very important. But what I'm saying is we should not penalize or victimize workers, be it foreign workers or local. It's very important. We cannot play one against the other. Now what happened now, sometimes the way the government and employers are pushing this issue is as if that they are playing one against the other. I think it's incorrect. I think it's quite morally wrong. So we have to put things in the right perspective.
And how do we do that in terms of competitiveness and the wages? I think that's one of the major concerns why they're hiring foreign laborers, because it's cheaper.
That was why from the beginning NTUC have been talking about minimum wage. So we have to pay workers a certain level of salary, whereby that is the rate that is commensurate not only with the work but also with the cost of living that we are in now. So we must have a certain level of minimum wage.
So that will be fair to both local and foreign workers.
That's right, yeah.
And like we know, Malaysian companies are still hiring a lot of foreign workers. And with these factories being closed down, they're unemployed in Malaysia.
Yes.
So where should these workers go to, or what should they do?
There must be a kind of a clear policy on this. In fact, right from the beginning, the moment they employed workers, particularly the workers from outside the country, they have to have a clear policy during the crisis. Well, how do we handle this situation? Because you can't have a situation that's all to your advantage. There must be a certain element of compassion also to these people. Perhaps that in the contract signed between the employees, say like from Bangladesh or from Indonesia or from India and all that, there must be clear condition that stipulate the right of the workers. If, for instance, that you do not want to employ me as a result of 1, 2, 3, 4, what do I do then? So the onus is on the employer, you know.
But as a situation as it is now, I believe we are left with a situation where a lot of them are just stranded in Malaysia without a job.
Right, that is right. I think it's quite inhuman. I mean, when you squeeze them to the maximum, when you do not want them, then you just chuck them away. They are human beings.
So, with the high numbers of unemployed foreign workers, what could the government do, or your suggestion, in terms to ensure that this situation does not turn into bigger social issues?
First and foremost, that we must have a short-term plan and long-term plan. When I say the long-term plan, means that are we still talking about low-end kind of process of production, like 30, 40 years ago? We had, for instance, like the issue of electronic firm in this country. They are in existence for more than 35, 40 years, 39 years, take 1970, or even 35 years. Now the question is, what improvement that we achieved thus far? So if you still talk about labor-intensive industry, then we are dependent on the workers, on the foreign workers. Yeah, that's right. And you are sometimes at the mercy of these employers, of the big corporation. They say that if you push hard, you move to the next country, because similar thing. For instance, that now is a famous thing. You push us hard, we move to China, we move to India, we move to Vietnam, and so on. Why? Because of the similar situation. But are we wanting to continue the same thing again and again? We can't, because we have to venture into something which is more kind of higher in terms of level of technology, and high-end product that we're talking about. Just like our neighbor, for instance, like you look at Singapore, which is a good example. That's not a story. And then Korea, Taiwan, Hong Kong. These are still, we are within that group. They are just developed within this period of 25, 30 years, But where are we? This is a question that needs to be looked into seriously. The issue of dependency on the
hard labor and the problems that they will create.
That's right. Yeah. But to put the blame on the rate of crime I think is unfair, because we have to have a hard statistic to prove that yes, crime committed by foreign workers or foreign labor, foreigners this, and committed by the locals this, and therefore then we can draw a conclusion.
I think
but assumption or perception, of course, people will say any crime that you're pointing at them, which is not fair.
But generally, if we're not even talking about crime, I mean, it's a social issue with the unemployment rate on the rise with local or foreign workers. It's the same issue that we're facing right now. I mean, in terms of their dependencies.
Exactly. Then you go back to the policy of the state, policy of the government. For instance, that who issued a permit or approval to bring the workers inside the country. So then, whether it is the question of the needs and then the supply is matched or not. If it's about the need, which sector? Is it plantation? Is it construction? Is it manufacturing? Is it services or hospitality or what? And okay, then what is the number required? For how long? All this need to be made clearly, and people can examine that, so that then we know. For instance, the other day we are talking about extending the period of workers, foreign workers in the country for next 5 years, for 5 years. I'm confused and puzzled because we have been talking about reduction of the number. By 2015, we have to reduce the number to, if I'm not mistaken, to 500,000. Now, in record, we have around 1.9 to 2 million workers with documented workers, which means we assume that another 1 million is undocumented.
But
okay, let's talk about
these
this one.
people are skilled and unskilled.